I was saying that the progressive left, and okay, so they're talking about rolling out these vaccines, and they have a really good strategic plan that they're thinking about, which is to get to the most vulnerable people, the most vulnerable groups, and administer the vaccine to them. I think that's a brilliant idea. They're trying to also get to healthcare providers and get them vaccinated first. But it's only, I think the vaccine's only in clinical trials three, I think. Not clinical trials four yet. But it sounds like this is something that we may have some confidence in. Of course, the president's going to get inoculated with the vaccine. Blah 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 blase blase. We will find out more details about the vaccine. Always, we need to have people who are watchmen and they're watching out for us and seeing what's really going on because people are very skeptical about a lot of things now, right? But at the end of the day, my thing is this: that it's about, like they said, humanity. Um, you know it's about love, kindness, peace, the general pillars of what decency and common decency should be. So my thing is the GOP and has been trying to speak certain things and put certain hard lines down, you know um concerning their plans of action. My thing is, once Washington is not playing political games, I think a lot of things will work out very well in America. You can't be playing politics, man. Don't play politics with the people. Don't play. This is not something, the business of the people is not games. And until Washington, like I said before, these lobbyists and all these people who give these senators and congressmen incentives to continue down the line, it cannot be business as usual. Cannot be business as usual. And whether the Democrats get those two senatorial seats or the Republicans get those two, it doesn't really matter. It cannot continue as business as usual. You know, um, I believe the democracy is working. I believe that you have to sometimes screen out the noise and not listen to the noise. You can have watchers watching to just observe to make sure things are in line, but you should screen out the noise and just keep it moving. And so I'm not even going to y'all not hear me talk about anything else concerning stuff that's irrelevant. I'm talking about relevant stuff. The relevant stuff here is this: that the business of the people has to be handled. Right now, in the United States of America, people are eating through food lines. That should never happen in a country that's so prosperous like that. People are Their business have been closed down. The restaurant businesses, the service industries where people have to interface with other people. Because of the spread of the virus to the vulnerable people, mostly in communities, and the hospitals being so full, people have had to shut down some stuff. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't like taking handouts from no government, but let's say they say they're going to do a stimulus package and they're going to do a sustenance, whatever. That stimulus package is supposed to boost back businesses into existence. Nobody wants to get no stipend or paycheck or some little thing to do. No, people want to go back to work. So you're talking about, at safeguards. You're talking about the mask and the 6 foot rule and all of that. Listen, my thing is this. My thing is this, and I stand with this policy. And in a way, I'm somewhat Republican, but yet I'm somewhat Democrat at the same time. I'm neither Democrat nor Republican, but nonetheless. I agree that for a limited period of time, critically affected areas should be clamped down and targeted. Critically affected areas. What I mean by that, in a given state, you should be able to isolate the areas that are the hotbeds for COVID. If those areas need to be for 2 weeks closed, and the state um, allows a certain degree of compensation, fine. But not the entire state. The entire state doesn't need to be locked down. You close off or you close down the areas that are most vulnerable, right? And then you have the common sense principles, the usual thing. You wash your hands, sanitation, social distancing, as they call it, and where possible, and where necessary, masks. You don't have to wear a mask all the time, right? I'm not wearing a mask right now. Why? Because there's nobody around for me to infect if I was sick, right? So, common sense. Right? If I'm in a public area, same thing, right? I don't have to wear a mask everywhere I go if I'm by myself, right? That makes sense. Now, if I'm in a place where the 6 foot rule is could possibly be violated, or worse yet, I'm in some sort of vehicle or something where I'm with other people, a mask may come into play, or some sort of thing. Oh, I put this on, okay. Or some sort of thing that would facilitate me having to block my mouth at least, right? Particularly if I just start to sneeze like this, like I want to sneeze right now. Okay. So just ruffled back up my head. So you know, let sensible sense prevail. Because I'm not a mask person, really. I'm still not pro mask, even though they say there's a study that says masks reduce 75% transmission of the virus and can protect you as well. So, having said all that, though, I want to say that people need right now realistic relief through the COVID season, and it's only common sense. If you was going to spread a common cold, right? You wouldn't. If you're sick with the common cold, you don't go amongst people to spread it, right? Well, if you're sick with COVID, then you either go to the hospital or you stay home and you self quarantine. That's what all self quarantine means. You stay home and you heal up, and about 2 weeks later, you can go out again if you recover. Most people won't need a vaccine for COVID because why? Because your immune system, if it's gotten COVID, can overcome it. Now, people say you could get COVID again and all this. I don't know about that. All I know is that when your body builds immunity to something, a vaccine helps your body build immunity to something. Well, if you didn't get the vaccine and you got COVID, you would have built up an immunity to it. That's why I never understood when people say you can get COVID again. I never quite understood that part. Because your body's already built up an immunity to it. You can get a relapse. I don't know if you can get COVID again. That doesn't make no sense to me. So, having said that, and that's where Donald Trump is 100% correct. He's like, oh, you could get COVID again. That doesn't make no sense for real. But getting back to the point, it is a bad bug. You don't want to get it, and especially you don't want people who are at risk to get it. That's the key. If hospitals are filled or there's a problem with hospitals, then you want to clamp it down. My country did a great job controlling COVID so far. But of course, the country's in isolation. Nobody can fly, and nobody can fly out of the country. You know what I mean? So, having said that, I hope you guys have a good one. That is an immediate issue that needs to be taken care of in the United States of America, and that should be addressed. Because a lot of people have concerns about certain people who have been appointed to certain positions in the cabinet, that Joe Biden is looking to appoint. And I can understand your concerns, and that's why we have you as watchdogs. And it's good to see that people are alert to it and they're woke enough to understand that there could be a certain level of elitism that could be involved as well, and certain level of gerrymandering of the law. You got to watch for the right and you got to watch for the left too. But one thing about the left, they more care about, or at least they portray the image that they care about people. So we'll see how much they care about people, and it trickles down to the common person. See if they can get something done before Christmas time. Get something done. So people are gonna watch them to see if they'll be accountable, or they have a change in behavior. We're watching to see. We'll see what's up. How much you need. I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.